Alright, hello everyone, my name is Shep and welcome back to the Butcher's Circus. Today we have a very special episode here, so we are playing against none other than Byter. Some of you might remember him as a tournament winner. I believe he won 2 tournaments back in the olden days, like about a year and a little bit ago. And to start things off, we are actually playing with quite an interesting team here. So this team was made by Flazin, also kind of an old name, some of you might remember. If you don't, it's okay. But it looks like we are playing against kind of a mix and match between damage and stress. This is weird. Yeah, it's definitely damage and DOT and kind of like some stress availability over there. So I think I'm gonna start off by just clicking this Crusade. Let's just keep it easy. So the team that we have here is a very interesting setup. Like to say the least. We have a Flagellant without Punish, without Redeem. And instead he has Reign of Sorrows and he has Reclaim and Suffer. Both of these situational defensive abilities that you don't see a lot of people bringing. And they're just bringing both of them, which is pretty funny. It's actually going to be... Ooh, that's actually going to be a mark on the Flagellant that could be scary. That's also a lot of stress. Well, I can clear marks on other characters, but I can't clear marks on the Flagellant, right? I'm thinking I might want to go for a guard here, just to make the bounty hunter kind of useless, but maybe that's not the greatest idea. Maybe the best play right now is to go for a bellow to make him do less damage. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, going for a guard is also not a bad play here. I'm just gonna go for a guard, just keep the Flagellant alive and well. If I keep him guarded and I keep removing marks from other characters with the Flagellant, then we'll be a-okay here. So the idea behind the team is that you have a very supportive Flagellant in the front that can also destroy enemy backlines with Reign of Sorrows. That's why he has Reign of Sorrows and not Punish. Then you have a very bulky Crusader, which is going to use Bulwark of Light, and with these two defensive trinkets, which are very unusual, he's going to be a really tanky boy. So he has minus 35% stress taken, he has plus 20 stun resistance, which still didn't help against this. It could have helped, but it didn't, sadly. And he also has a lot of extra protection, so his offensive capabilities are injured, but that won't matter too much, and I'll explain it just a bit. I also have a very defensive man-at-arms, and basically the character in the team that's actually doing something quite reasonable is the Antiquarian. So without the accuracy buffs, she's probably not going to do too well. She only hits 3 characters out of 4. That's not too bad, because we have an Antiquarian that's fit to be in a DOT team, in a very defensive team. So essentially, this is a team that focuses on keeping one character alive at all costs, and trying to take it from there. So as of right now, I think I can actually justify going for Reign of Sorrows, and thankfully I hit both of them and I apply both the bleeds. Wow, can you imagine getting that luck every match? Going for a 50 and a 70 and hitting both of them and also getting like the 80s and 70 bleeds. Like, that's just wonderful. That's absolutely awesome. I think there might be a stun here on my man-at-arms, but it's very unlikely because of the numbing instance. It's only a 30% chance. It could still happen, but thankfully for us it does not, which means we can keep going with our match. So I'm thinking actually right now going for a bellow is a good idea, but I'm also thinking that going for a command is going to be overall a better idea, because it's going to give my characters accuracy that they very much need if they actually want to win this match. So my opponent's team is definitely interesting. It really is a mix and match, but it's a very scary mix and match. It has a damage bounty hunter, which isn't something you see every day. But between Bounty Hunter and Jester, they're definitely 2 pretty strong characters, and seeing the Crusader and the Cultist pair up means that they have a lot of control over your team, and that's a lot of control and also decent heals. That's not something you like to see every day. So with the extra accuracy I have right now, I think I'm just gonna drop a Festering Vapors here. We get a crit, thankfully, and we do hit everyone. So why is Antiquarian with Materia Pestis and Festering Vapors and Finishers so darn strong? Well, she is insane, because you can see that the amount of blight that you apply is actually 2 over 4 rounds, which means 8 damage on each character. Considering the 2 damage from activation, you're basically doing 40 damage total, not counting crits. So that Demon's Pull is definitely annoying. I know what my opponent is going for here. I mean, I knew it before it happened. I knew that as soon as I went Festering Vapors, he would go for a pull. We don't care, we're gonna drop a Reclaim right now, and after we drop this Reclaim, even if there's like a crit with the Bounty Hunter finish him, that somehow does enough damage, we will still be alive because we still have the Crusader heal and we won't care. So yeah, there's going to be a collect bounty. I called it the crit, but we do not go first, but we can still just drop a heal here with the Rally to the Flame and we will be a-okay. And after that, my opponent can actually go for a stun, but we will have regen, so we can regen out of the store, and it's just going to be a back and forth. But the Antiquarian will stay alive. That's what matters. The Antiquarian will stay alive, no matter the cost. That is really what she's here for. You have to keep her alive as much as possible. So the thing is, getting our Crusader stunned at the start kind of threw our team off a little bit, because this wasn't what was supposed to happen. Actually going for that immediate Dirk Stamp is kind of interesting, because now I can do a lot of stuff, basically. Yeah, now I can definitely do a lot of stuff. The Blight is unfortunate. I wish that Blight didn't come through, but it did, sadly. I'm thinking I can use a take cover right now. Yeah, I'm gonna use a take cover. I'm gonna click here and I'm gonna take cover. Sadly, I have just enough DOT on me that I'm not able to regen, but yeah, we're just gonna take cover. We're gonna go stealth. There's no way you bypass my stealth. You don't have the Eerie Eye on this Occultist, you have the net instead for those fantastic pulls on that Occultist. And the fun thing about Byter is that he did used to play these very weird teams and actually just reached a lot of success with them, which is always fun and always nice to see. But yeah, the idea with this team is that the Crusader would go Bulwark of White first, and then after his action, you would actually use Protect Me on the Crusader, and you'd have her essentially guarded for 2 rounds on a Crusader, which would have like 75 prot, which is insane. It's actually going to be, wow, there's actually going to be a mark on my Man-at-Arms. It's actually scarier than it looks because there's pulse damage versus marked, and the Man-at-Arms doesn't have as much protection as you'd usually have. You only has 45. Right now, if I had like Protector's Guide, if I had the Pit Fighters, I might have way more prot, but I don't, not quite. So I think I'm gonna drop a Suffer here, because that's going to reduce our stress taken, that's going to clear the DOTs, that's going to clear the mark, it's overall just going to be good. It also gives you a few buffs when you suffer. It marks yourself only for 1 round, I believe. Yeah, it's only for 1 round, and it reduces your stress taken by essentially half. And if you have Control of Absolution with that, you're never going to get stressed, especially if you go Bolster. Like, you're never going to get stressed with a Flagellant, even if there's horror. And you also get a little bit of Death Blow Resist, which could be helpful, but I wouldn't count on it. It's going to be a Holy Lance crit. That's definitely annoying, but such is the way of the Butcher Circus. All of us know that. I'm thinking of whether I should go for a command or... No, actually I'm going to drop a Bell first. The Bell here is going to apply a debuff on the Bounty Hunter, so he's not going to do as much damage. He's definitely going to go collect Bounty on my Man-at-Arms. I very much don't think he's going to go Uppercut. Like, that's a play, going Uppercut, but then you're going to put my Crusader closer to position too, and that's not great. That is not great for you, so I'm going to have to think there's probably going to be a collect bounty here. Very unlikely to do a lot of damage. I mean, he has a damage debuff, and yeah, there's just going to be a move back. Why the move back? Maybe to keep the Crusader out of position 3 while you move forward with the Jester, most likely. But that is putting your Bounty Hunter in danger. Crit! No, there is no justice in this world. My opponent can crit without command buff, but I can't. With command buff, well, what can he do? It's going to be Caltrips now. It has a chance of getting a death, but it's very, very, very unlikely. It's a 30% chance. Well, actually, no, it's less than a 30. It was a 5% chance, that Caltrips. It was indeed a 5%, because let's keep in mind that there's no finisher here, and I had 95% death resistance, so you should really not concern yourself too much about a play like that. Right now I still have a command buff. I'm thinking of just using it. Yeah, I'm thinking of just using it. I'm gonna click here, I'm gonna go for that Train of Sorrows. So the real sad part about this team, wow, that's a lot of damage. The real sad part about this team is the Flagellant, because not having Punish, not having Redeem for those big heals just feels horrible. Because if you had all the abilities with the Flagellant, like, this team would be absolutely amazing, but not having them is just really annoying to play. I was thinking of swapping out Exsanguinate for Redeem, but that's only 2 heals instead of 3. Maybe still a good idea. I mean, the healing would be awesome. But yeah, what can you do? One thing you can also do, let's keep it in mind, is that you can guard the Flagellant, you can heal him out of their store, and then he ticks out of their store and heals all the other characters. So that's going to be another 30% stun fail, and now I can go for a death blow. I still have pulse accuracy, so I'm definitely going to go for it. Let's go for that 25, and we take those. The Occultist is down, and this team is just holding strong, actually. Surprisingly, too, because I was kind of giving it some bad rep when I first saw it. Like, 10 minutes ago when I first saw it, because I was thinking like, oh, come on, there's no way that you're going to use a Flagellant without Punish. There's no way you're going to make that work, come on. But no, it does kind of work, kind of. I'm going to go for another guard here, this time on the Antiquarian. I believe she still has a command buff. Yes, she does. And now that she's guarded, we're going to be fine here. I think the Flagellant's going to die. There's a decent chance that the Flagellant dies. Actually, not so decent, because I actually hit that Jester. So he's gonna drop to Death Star with a Battle debuff, which is a lot of minus damage, and I still have 20 prot. So I doubt that you get the immediate death blow. But let's see what happens. It's gonna be a stunning blow on my Crusader, because the crit is a confirmed chance, so there ain't much I can do about it. And I think I'm just gonna click here, just keep it easy, click the Crusader, get him out of Death Star. So right now the Jester can use Finale, but he has minus 20 damage, minus 25 damage, which means you do like 13 to 22 on the Flagellant, except, oh really? 18, yeah, that's 18 HP, that was a huge gamble going against that 45 prot, very unlikely to work, and it just didn't pay off, it would seem. I'm gonna drop a command buff right now because we do need accuracy. The team is very reliant on the man-at-arms for accuracy buffs, so that's something to keep in mind. Like, none of these characters have accuracy trinkets, apart from the Antiquarian and their finisher, but that's just about it. But yeah, the thing is, these characters are tough to kill. If you're playing against a stress team, you have two characters with minus 50% stress take, and you have a Flagellant with exotic stuff, which means he's very unlikely to be stunned. He's also kind of immune to stress. And these characters are still really chunky against damage teams. And while these characters are just chunking up all the damage and being defensive, the Antiquarian is shredding your team apart and killing them with the finisher. Like, it's brutal. It's absolutely brutal. So let's go on into a match number 2 and I'll be right back. Alright, and here we go. On to a match number 2 against Byter. So it looks like he's playing the Occultist again. This is kind of his specialty, just bringing the Occultist and these kind of strength teams that are a little bit off the charts. Like, they are difficult to deal with. You can feel absolutely hopeless playing against these teams. But our plan is to make him feel hopeless playing against our team. So first things first, there's probably going to be a slam on my Crusader, or on the Flagellant, probably on the Crusader. I mean, there just isn't much I can do about that. The only thing I can do right now is drop a bolster, because it's going to be overall very helpful throughout the match. So let's drop that bolster and let's take it from there. So we do have one advantage. Technically, the rock, paper, scissors law dictates that DOT beats stress. But that's not always the case. Actually, I'm very surprised by that slam. I think it's a mistake. And yeah, it does fail. Because Zealous Accusation is a lot more scary than Holy Lance if you're playing against a team like this. Yeah, I mean, Zealous Accusation is always scarier than Holy Lance. Unless Holy Lance crits and you're a damage team and you get a huge snowball out of it, but let's not get into that. Right now, my biggest problem is that I don't have accuracy buffs, because I already used up my command. That's not great. What should I go for first? Maybe the Antiquarian, so I actually have Festering Vapors accuracy. Let's go. We go for that Festering Vapors. I mean, not accuracy, but so if I get a crit, I get some dodge out of it. And yeah, we're gonna start chipping away at my opponent here with DOT, so they are playing an Abomination with Shattered Padlock, Regis Cloak, pretty much a usual setup, I'm gonna have to say. Oh, they're going for that strat, interesting. They're gonna pull the Man-at-Arms, so my Crusader and the Flagellant are kind of in a rough position, but honestly this shouldn't matter all that much, because the Flagellant is still support, so I don't think this is gonna be the end of the world for us, because while you're killing these three characters, the Antiquarian is shredding you. Absolutely shredding you. I'm gonna go for the Rhinosaurus, that's a double miss. I mean, it was gonna happen eventually, not having a command buff and having Snuff. Ew. Snuff, right? That's Snuff in a nutshell, well, what can you do? My opponent does not have Snuff, does also not have command buffs, but I don't have quite as much dodge as he does. So right now I have no qualms going Holy Lance here. I'm gonna go Holy Lance into the Occultist, because that's the highest pressure, like highest value character. We definitely want to get him out of here. I mean, the doggy is too. No accuracy buffs on that. Wow, okay, that's lucky. No, actually only hit, did not hit the Antiquarian. Okay, only hit 3 characters, that's fine. Yeah, I thought that he had hit like all my characters there. I was getting a little bit concerned. I think right now, there's a few things that need to happen. I think thing number 1 is actually going to be a little bit weird for y'all. but I'm gonna go for a Zealous Accusation right here. So you might be wondering, wait, Shep, why not go Command first? Why not go move forward with the Flagellant first? Or, I mean, no, that would be a dumb play. But yeah, why not go Command first? Why not guard the Antiquarian with the Man-at-Arms? I mean, the reason is that I don't want to guard with the Man-at-Arms, I want to command with the Man-at-Arms. And I want to use the Antiquarians Protect Me to go on that Crusader. But before that happens, we're going to have to clear some DOT here. So we have Suffer, we have Reclaim, we have all these offensive tools. You need to use these offensive tools if you want to make this team work. I've been playing it for a grand total of 1 and like a tenth of a match, but I already know how it works. I'm getting the hang of it, I hope, at least. So right now, the Antiquarian is probably going to have to go for a guard, right? Before Abyssal Artillery comes through. And we're going to use Protect Me on that Crusader. So hopefully he doesn't get stunned or anything of the likes. I mean, he does have Numbing Instance, so a stun coming in from the Abomination is quite unlikely. It's a 60% chance, which could work, could not work. It's a very big gamble, very unlikely that he's actually going to go for it. There's going to be Rage. Thankfully, doesn't do enough damage. Content of Absolution coming in super clutch right there. He definitely could have done enough damage with that, there's no doubt about it. And now we're going to drop the command, and I think round 3 is going to be our round, hopefully. The Flagellant is going to drop to 0 HP from an Abyssal Artillery right now. Yeah, it's going to be an Abyssal, and whoa, look at those crit heals! Holy Mary Mother of Joseph, that's nice. But now the Flagellant is in a position where he doesn't want to be. He's already healed this round, so I think that, as weird as it looks, first things first, I'm actually going to drop a Rally to the Flame right here. Now, keep in mind that we have used Suffer, so we have a little bit extra Deathbow res, so Houndsary is quite unlikely to kill. That's what I'm mostly scared of, is a Houndsary just breaking through the guard, because I'm probably going to guard the Flagellant with the Defender after a little bit here. The problem is that we don't have Redeem, right? We have this setup, so it's difficult. There's going to be a Manacles, we talked about it. It's a 60, doesn't go through. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Now we can drop the Festering Vapors. DOT, show it to me, please. Yes, crit 4 on the doggy. Wow, and an extra 10 blight. That's great. And the blight is ticking on your team. There is a time bomb, and once those characters start dropping to 0 HP, the finisher is absolutely gonna tear them to shreds. The Rain of Sorrows shouldn't really do much. Wow, did he apply the bleed on my Crusader? Really? Well, isn't that unlucky? I think right now I'm gonna drop a guard, just so we can keep this Flagellant alive. And I'm gonna take away the DOT from that Crusader, because that's ridiculous that he's actually managed to apply 8 DOT, 8 bleed over 3 rounds to a Crusader. Like, come on. No, wait, that's a huge mistake going for the Houndsary first. You just missed the chance of getting a death blow on the Flagellant. So I could take advantage of it by moving forward, and then going for... I might be comfortable here, actually. I think I'm comfortable where I am. Am I? Yeah, I think I'm actually comfortable where I am. I'm gonna clear the DOT and just apply it on myself. Also get a little bit extra death blow res. And there's still gonna be a lot of stress output. Byter team has a lot of stress output with this artillery and all that, and with all the crits too. That helps as well. But you can see that the Numbing Instance and the Bolster, like without the Numbing Instance and Bolster, we would be so screwed here. It's not even funny. Right now I could go for a command. I still have 2 buffs, or I go for a heal. Well, is a heal really that worth it? I don't think so. I think aggression is going to be the play right now. I'm going to go for it 8-8. That's not bad, but that's not great either. Not great, not terrible, as HBO would say. But actually, that's my guard gone. Oops, I kind of forgot about that. Yeah, we're just starting off with this team. 5% chance of getting a death blow. Doesn't happen, thankfully for us. And we stay alive here with the Flash. And we do want to stay alive, obviously. Right now we still have those command buffs. The Occult is going to take down to 0, so we're going to let him heal. And let's see, the Man-at-Arms isn't afflicted yet. I mean, he's not even close to afflicted. There's still 1 command buff on just about everyone. So I'm going to drop a Bellow right now, hopefully get them closer to afflictions, and apply 0 debuffs on all the characters. Wow. Okay, so 90, 75, 55, and 30. What are the chances of not getting a single one of those? Like, seriously, that is unreasonable. That is unreasonable, my peoples. I'm gonna click this Antiquarian right now. I'm gonna go Festering Papers because that's how we roll. That's gonna get the Abomination afflicted, and that's probably gonna make him take down to that sword. Yeah, it is. And the Occultist, even though he just received a big heal for that from that redeem, that's one redeem down, and the Occultist is still gonna go down after 2 or 3 rounds, which is great. I mean, it's gonna take a while, and that while we might not have, but that's still okay. Actually healing the Abomination here, keeping him alive, and I'm in a weird position right now because I kind of don't want to move forwards. If I do move forward, I'm gonna get slammed. That's the thing, right? I don't wanna move forward right now. I should heal someone here. I think I'm gonna heal the Antiquarian before she gets Reign of Sorrows. Yeah, just keep the Antiquarian alive, you know how it is. This Flagellant has been eating up so much DOT, it's insane. And someone was saying, like, in the Discord server, how like all this anti-stress is good, but it's like it wouldn't save you. Oh, it saves you. It saves you. Can you imagine this team if I didn't have like numbing instance on both these characters and the balls? So like I'd be gone. I'd be beyond gone right now. Okay, decision making. Do we go for a heal with Crusader? I still have one more Zealous. If I apply Zealous here, that Abomination is probably dead. Oh, decision making. There is a lot of decision making to do with this team. Let's keep that in mind. Okay, boss of this gym is gonna go irrational. Oh, that's the worst. Oh, that's the worst. No, the 5% chance to pass. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. Hound's Harry doesn't get to death. Oh, RNG. What are you doing to me right now? We somehow resist the bleed. Yeah, we have plus bleed res. We're guarded for still 2 more rounds actually somehow, and we still have 1 command buff. I think I'm gonna drop the command buff first. No, not the command buff first. I'm gonna use the command buff first and go for another Festering Papers. Give me crits! Yes, that's the crits we want to see. So that's stress healed, that's stress applied, that's a lot of DOT applied too, and that team is blighting down to 0. Like, if I just manage to keep the Antiquarian alive for a few more rounds, like, you just can't win this because your entire team is gonna crumble, absolutely crumble like a cookie when you apply pressure on it. We actually get a dodge, the plus 10 dodge coming in super clutch right there, and a little bit extra stress. The Man at Arms is definitely getting afflicted, sadly, but what can you do? I'm thinking of moving forward here, but once again, I want to live. I want to live. I'm gonna click the MAA here. Sadly, there's gonna be more than enough stress, and we are gonna go Paranoid, so another horrible affliction to get on the Man at Arms. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, you dumbass. Oh, you dumbass! That's -2 Crusader turns. I hate this game so much. Why would you do that? Ah! Okay, well, there ain't much I can do about it. Oh my god, this stupid frontliners. You are throwing the match. Crusader passes. Man at Arms makes the Crusader pass again. Like, the numbing instance should have helped to resist that stun, but I guess it just didn't. And now this Abomination just goes for a self-heal, right? You just keep him alive here, there isn't much else you can really do. And right now we're probably, I think we have to move forward and just hope that we don't get killed. Because the kill chance is going to be a 40. Oh wait, actually I go first next round. Oh, that's so great. It's going to be Reign of Sorrows, that's a crit. Oh, the DOT, it hurts, it really stings, but I go abusive, that's minus accuracy, but at least I'm always going to do damage now. And we definitely go for an Exsanguinate right here, we have to go for a self-heal for sure. And let's drop it on this Abomination, so he's going to take down to the store pretty much permanently, and the Flagellant is alive, but the thing is, in a team like this, Flagellant being alive isn't that great. He's here to die for the other characters, he's not here to stay alive. It's gonna be a Hound's Harry, thankfully we dodge, and there's still enough HP. Occultist is gonna take down 0. Like, kind of the problem here is that there's a lot of healing characters, it's just Byter 101. He has a lot of healing availability, like, Flagellant can heal himself on other characters, Abomination can heal himself, Doggy can heal himself, Occultist can heal everyone. Like, it's kind of brutal. It's kind of brutal if you think about it. You're still guarded, that's very unnecessary from now on, and I think I'm just gonna start guarding the Antiquarian. You What are you doing? Okay, he went command act out. Like, paranoid man-at-arms. You are not helping me. It's gonna be another Rain of Swords right now. Yeah, she's ticking down to 0, like, easily ticking down to 0. She's gonna tick down to 0 this very round. Okay, wonderful. And once the Antiquarian is gone, I don't think you can actually win. But, you know, we'll still try our best, right? Thing is, we're just playing against a very efficient team here, and a very efficient team against a team that's getting severely unlucky with the act-outs. Yeah, what can you do? You just have to accept it, and you have to keep going. So yeah, the occultist can pretty much just heal forever as long as he doesn't get unlucky. A little bit of stress, not the end of the world. I actually regened, which was enough to prevent me from dropping to this store, and now we're gonna drop this Festering Vapors. Come on, big damage rolls. Yeah, that's okay. So those characters, they're all dropping to 0 apart from the Flash. And yeah, I mean, it's a decent situation, but they're not quite afflicted yet, even though it's round 6, and the Antiquarian is not feeling great. Also, the Flash wanted stays, which isn't wonderful either, and oh, that's just enough. Thankfully, there's no stun at last. There isn't a stun. Do I want to go for a heal immediately, or do I want to go for a guard immediately? I think I'm gonna guard here, because, like, the Antiquarian has to stay alive. You dumbass! Oh my god, you absolute dumbass! Paranoid just keeps throwing the match! Again and again and again. Oh. So, why is that terrible? Well, that's terrible because now Rain of Sorrows and Abyssal Artillery can both still hit my Antiquarian. I'm still gonna go for the guard, and I'm gonna try to move back with the Crusader. Please don't get stunned. Please don't get killed either. Okay, we resist the stun somehow, and now we try to move back. Like, as weird as that is, we move back. I am going to kill the Paranoid character. I hate this so much. I don't know what's happening with these two. Like, these two monkeys, these buffoons, are throwing the match. I could have won this already. They are throwing this like no tomorrow. It is insane. There's going to be an Exsanguinate here. It doesn't really do much, apart from, you know, getting a death blow. Would have been nice if that was a crit, but yeah, they didn't apply the bleed. It didn't even apply the bleed! Oh, that means, no, that's actually bad, because the corpse is going to stay there for 5 rounds. Yeah, well, what can you do? I guess it's Festering Vapors time. Get crits. Come on, 17% crit chance, not a single crit. I have 2 command buffs. 2 command buffs equals crits, everyone knows that, right? Well, at least the Occultist is taking down to Affliction, and the Houndmaster is close, at the very least. So there is still a win chance here. Like, I would win this match, no problem if I had Punish. This is kind of what I told Flazin when I looked at the team. Like, if you play against a stress team, you need Punish to win. Like, as good as this defensive setup is, eventually your Antiquarian is gonna die because you can't protect characters against stress. Like, eventually she's gonna die. And that's just kind of what we're seeing happen here. So I can... how do I save her? How do I save her? I can't save her. There's too much. There's too much troubling her. There's still Rain of Sorrows. I have to kill the characters attacking her. Okay, we get a 25 death blow somehow. And that's also going to be an affliction on the doggy. This could be the tide changer. This could be the game changer right now. So yeah, if this Flagellant was like a Flagellant like the opponent's Flagellant, like we'd have won this match already, because enemy Abomination can't do anything. He's dead to like 1 punish if it's a crit. And yeah, we would be fine here. Was that a kill? Yeah, that was a kill. And right now we cannot win anymore because the Antiquarian is dead and we don't have Punish. So yeah, that's kind of the fate that we threw ourselves into playing a team like this. So I do not recommend playing this team, not one bit. I'm gonna go for 25 death blows. Sadly we don't get it. Because if you don't have Punish, you're gonna find yourself playing against Byter, and you're gonna find yourself playing against a Flagellant, and then you just can't win. Because a Flagellant without Punish is goddamn useless. You're bringing the strongest late game character and not taking his basic ability that actually lets him hit his opponents. Like, okay, these two are great, but you can see she's still dead. Yeah, she survived for a while, but she's still dead, and there wasn't much I could do to save her, no matter how much I tried. Because, well, mostly because these two buffoons like didn't let me win. But it's still very annoying to lose this match right now, like extremely annoying. There's one way we could win, but it has to be so lucky. It's not even a possibility. So the Flagellant has to take down to their store, get himself afflicted with like some act outs, and then he has to like miss a turn or pass a turn or something, like just going Punish on the corpse. and then I can actually exsanguinate him with a kill, and then I exsanguinate the other two characters with a kill or something, because I only have 2 exsanguinates here, so yeah, no punish. If I had punish, I'd win this match, no problemo, but we don't. We sadly do not. I'm gonna drop another in here. We somehow still get the hits, but we are not getting any death blows, and yeah, it's gonna be rough, to say the least. Irrational can do some dumb stuff, so can Paranoid. Paranoid can hit other characters. We could get the turnaround of the century. That's why I haven't surrendered yet, but it's very unlikely. Very, very, very unlikely. There's gonna be a punish, and after a punish, there's probably gonna be a Hound's Harry and I'm dead. Maybe not even a Hound's Harry, it's gonna be a Hound's Rush first, surprisingly. And yeah, there he goes for that Hound's Rush, gets a crit out of it, and yeah, you can see like this Flagellant's pretty much immune to stress. He had Bolster, he had Gauntlet, he had the Suffer buff every now and then to prevent the Horror. Like, any other Flagellant would be afflicted right now because of the Abomination Horror, like this one isn't, he's fine, he's chilling. I guess that we have to keep going, right? Flagellant never dies, except when he doesn't have an actual offensive ability apart from Exsanguinate. Yeah, don't mention it. I'm gonna drop it on the A-bomb, and I am hoping for some kind of ridiculousness to happen right now. I'm hoping for this Irrational to like oof himself, and then there's an affliction on the Flagellant, Reign of Sorrows, Houndmaster hits the Flagellant, I kill the Flagellant, and all the stress makes the doggy like oof himself or something crazy like that. Yeah, we have to go for these possibilities, as remote as they sound. Because I feel like this match was stolen from me when my Crusader decided to pass twice between, you know, Irrational and Paranoid. Those are like round 1 act-outs too, let's keep that in mind. Round 1 freaking act-outs. And right now, yeah, okay. Patchon just huge redeem, like Byter is not playing around, we're gonna surrender here, so GG's to Byter. That was still a good match, excellently played by him. I think there was like one thing I wouldn't have done, maybe 2. Like not taking an advantage to kill my Flagellant earlier and going for slam on the Flagellant rather than the Crusader. I mean, I get it, you want to prevent me from going Reign of Sorrows, but come on, get the Crusader out of the match. That's always great. So yeah, anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the matches. Give the team a try. Maybe try replacing like Reclaim or Suffer for Punish, or if you're feeling crazy, Reclaim Exsanguinate, like change Exsanguinate for Punish, or even change out Reign of Sorrows, because you know, it's just not having Punish. Like, don't do that. I told myself I'm never going to play Flagellants without Punish again, because I lost a match, like, like a year ago, that I definitely shouldn't have lost. Like, it was a 1v3. If I just had Punish, I would have won. And not having Punish just means that no matter how good your team is, Flagellant sometimes, you just can't save everyone. You can't save characters from stress, no matter how much you try. But yeah, I'm just going over the same thing over and over. So I hope y'all enjoy that, and I'll see you again another time. Cheers.